Hey, this is Jeff Rose. Welcome to GoodFinancialCents.com. A lot of times, if you've been doing something for a while, you tend to take things for granted. And I got a call from a prospective client, someone I've known for several years, and they called me to ask me a question that I just thought everybody knew. And it was such a basic question when it comes to my profession that I just kind of took it for granted and just thought that everybody knew how to do it. And the question was, how do I buy stock? How do I invest into stocks? And I thought, really? Like, you don't know the answer? And like I said, it's just something that I just assumed everybody knew. So I thought I would take a minute and just address some of the different ways that if you are interested in buying stocks, you can. And to kind of give you some background on the person I called, they were in a 401k, so they were investing for their retirement, but they never actually had gone out to invest into individual stocks. And there was a certain stock that they were hot on and thought that they could make some money on, so they wanted to go buy it. So then I gave her a few different areas, a few different places that she could go to do her own research and then buy the stock. So first, if you're looking to buy stocks, make sure that you've got a foundation set. I always hate it when people call me and they want to start investing in individual stocks, and yet they don't have anything saved in retirement. They don't have a 401k, they don't have an IRA, they don't have anything. They don't have an emergency fund, and yet they want to start investing and playing in the stock market. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, because it's kind of like a house, right? With a house, you've got to build a foundation first. You don't start putting on the roof or start doing some of the inner accessories like the big screen TV and the couches before you have the framework done, the foundation done. So make sure you have those in place first before you go out and start buying stocks. That's my little entry disclaimer, but just want to get that out there first. Okay, now if you're ready to start buying stocks and you feel comfortable doing this, you have a couple different areas online you can go to. The first place that you can go is any discount broker. Think your E-Trade, your Share Builders, your Zecco, your Trade King, and I'm sure there are countless others. But these places are good. One, they're very, very inexpensive. Sometimes you can open accounts for free. And then to execute the trade, to actually buy the stock, you may pay as little as $7.95 on up to $15 per trade. And that's pretty reasonable, especially if you're only going to be doing a few trades here and there. Some of them, I'm not familiar with all the rules, but they may charge you an annual fee if you don't do a lot of trading. Definitely read all the fine print and rules before you engage on this. But if it's something that you're going to be buying, a few stock here and there, that could be a viable option. Another option, if you're comfortable making the purchases online, is to actually buy it directly through the company itself. And one website that has a lot of arrangements with a lot of different companies is ComputerShare. A lot of times when I have clients that have a share of stock that they either inherited or it was given to them, a lot of times ComputerShare.com is the custodian. So they'll have to call them to liquidate it or to find out how many shares they own. ComputerShare just seems to be a common hub for a lot of these different companies. How I've recently had some more relationship with ComputerShare was that I wanted to buy stock for my kids. Not so much as an investment, but more of kind of a keepsake, where I wanted to buy a share, put my son's name on it as in the form of a custodial account, to where they had the actual certificate, something we could frame and put on the wall, and just kind of have some kind of a keepsake. And I was having difficulty trying to find a certain stock that I wanted to buy. And sure enough, I went through ComputerShare and they had an arrangement with that company. So I'll be doing that here soon. So ComputerShare has a relationship with a lot of those companies. And you can go to ComputerShare.com and follow their links. I link you go to Investor Center. And then from there, you can see some of the companies that they have an arrangement for. And I think it's over 500 companies. You have to check the website just to double check. But that's another venue that you can go. I think it's maybe a $15 transaction charge. So once again, very minimal cost to do it. But it's another good do-it-yourself online arena where you can go to buy individual stocks. Okay, if you still want to buy stocks and you're not completely comfortable going online to do it, I don't blame you. That can be intimidating for a lot of people, to open up an account online, send some money to some faceless operation. The other option you have is you could probably go to a local investment house, local stockbroker, and to buy stock through them. Just so you know, by going that direction, you're probably going to pay more, considerably more, but at least you have a face of someone you can talk to, someone that can, maybe share their expertise of what you think is going to make you a lot of money if it really is. And then also too, you have somebody that hopefully is going to educate you in having that foundation set. All the different brokerage firms, they all differ on their prices, but I have to think at minimum you're going to be spending about $40 per transaction. So if you buy a certain number of shares, it's $40, and if you sell again, it's another $40. And that's for a smaller amount transaction. The higher transaction you go, the more shares you buy, or the higher that the share price is, will then also determine how much your commission is going to be. And then some of these firms now as well, if you don't trade frequently, they're going to hit you with either a small account fee or an inactivity fee. So be conscious of that. It's definitely not the cheapest direction to go. And typically when I'm working with clients and if they want to do some stock trades or they have maybe a younger relative or their kid that wants to buy shares of stock and that's all they want to do, I usually will guide them to one of these online platforms if they're comfortable, just to help save them a few bucks. So those are some of the different options you have. If you want to buy stock, you can go online to either one of the online discount brokers or go to computershare.com. And if you're not comfortable, head to your local brokerage. And then, kind of like when you shop around, I would maybe interview one or two different brokers just to kind of see what would be the potential cost, to doing so. I would just say, hey, how much would it cost to buy 100 shares of, and just give them some stock, maybe the stock you're interested in, just to see, what it is and how much the fee is going to be. Because you want to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. Make sure you read the fine print before you proceed and make that initial investment. If you have other questions about anything similar to this, you know where to find me, GoodFinancialCents.com. I've got tons of information there. And also be sure to check us out on Facebook at the Good Financial Cents Facebook fan page. Thanks again, and we'll be talking to you soon.